Hey guys, it's me, your boy, your favorite castizo. No, but I wanted to record this because I just recently hit 900 subscribers, and I don't think I could have gone without making a video, but today I know I usually come back with like a funny video or like a not really serious video, but it is Halloween. So I wanted to um sort of break the tradition, so to speak, and I want to talk about um this poem actually that I had to um talk to people about in grad school just yesterday actually. And it's called The Shield of Achilles by W.H. Auden, and I'll leave a link to it in the description so you guys can read it for yourselves. But basically, um, if you guys don't know, the Shield of Achilles is a very famous section of the Iliad, the book which describes the sort of ending phases of the Trojan War. And basically what happens is that Patroclus, Achilles' best friend, and if you know, you know, I did the air quotes there. Um, but yeah, anyway, Achilles' best friend has just been unalived by Hector, a Trojan, right? And he's mad and he doesn't know what to do. And so his mother, who is the goddess Thetis, goes up to Hephaestus, the like divine smith, blacksmith, and he's like, "Hey, I need you to make my son a shield so that he can go and unalive Hector and avenge Patroclus." And he's like, "All right," and so Hephaestus does it, but on the shield, and it really struck me the first time I read it. He makes it doesn't necessarily say on that he divides it in half completely, but I like to take it this way. On one side, Hephaestus forges he forges scenes of civic life, scenes of beautiful Greek countrysides, olive trees and stuff like that. And on the other side, he forges strife, he forges destruction, he forges scenes of human conflict basically, and sickness, right? And most people, although obviously with anything you can interpret it multiple different ways, but that's supposed to show you, right, the sort of um both sides of human life, right? And it's very vivid. It's obviously depending on the translation, it depends, right? But I mean, I can't speak Greek, um, so I don't know how it is in its origin, but I imagine it's the same way, right? And so you have this shield, and W.H. Auden comes in, like, and this is just in the aftermath of World War II and stuff, man. And he comes in and he makes a poem about only the bad parts of the shield. And instead of Hephaestus forging both sides, the good and the bad side. He forges just the bad side. And the poem goes on to talk about like what being in a conflict area, in a conflict zone. I'm trying to avoid the W word for conflict because I know that it's gonna get this video like demonetized if I say it directly. But what that does to you, what living in poverty and destitution and destruction does to the psyche, if that's the only thing um you know. Um and I'm going to read it to you guys. This is from the, let's see here. Give me a moment. This is from the one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. The eighth stanza. So right before the end of the poem, it says, "A ragged urchin, aimless and alone, loitered about that vacancy. A bird flew up to safety from his well-aimed stone. That girls are graped, that two boys knife a third, were axioms to him who never heard of any world where promises were kept, or one could weep because another wept." Right? And that's so powerful, guys. Like that, you can already see, bro. I'm about to cry. It's one of those poems, but that particular stanza that like just it hits you so hard, man. It hits your humanity. And I was thinking about my own life, and you guys know I grew up poor. You guys know that I grew up in Florida in this place called Pasco County, which is a county that is has a poverty problem, and it has a substance problem as well. And I always mention this because just to kind of give people an idea, but that's where they filmed a lot of Florida sections of Cops. And a lot of people will instinctively say, "Oh, well, it's the people's fault." But at the same time, bro, you have to understand that, like, breaking the cycle is extraordinarily difficult. And if you grow up around, like how I grew up around, syringes on the ground every single day, all night, all you hear is police sirens. You see abandoned houses, desolation. You hear someone got oofed right by where you live. You see drunks splayed out on the street randomly and other people with substance issues. What do you think that does to you? Seriously. And that's one of the things that's probably my greatest privilege, brothers and sisters, that seeing that type of stuff over and over, that narrows your world so much. But because my parents knew that there was a world outside of that and had previously been wealthy, they never let us let go of the knowledge that there was something outside of that world, right? And what I feel to be my greatest privilege in life, that I was able and that I had parents that knew the world outside of what we were living. Especially my dad and especially my mom, because they always, no matter how much we were struggling, they always, excuse me, supported our intellectual development. Um, and you know what? We have to um we have to try our best to stop that, right? Like it's so easy to become dehumanized, guys, but I'm asking you, please try to be as human as possible. Know that promises are kept, and it's okay to weep when others do so. And you don't have to always have recourse to, you know, physical conflict, guys. I know it's hard, and if you're watching this and if you're poor, just know that even though it may not seem like it, there is a world outside of the desolation, the poverty, the destruction of our communities. Um, you may have to work hard to see through it, but it's there. Um, and I also want to quote another poet of our modern times, a certain mad villain, and I'll leave the lyrics to this song in the description, but he says, set the revolution, let the things bust and thank us. When the smoke clear, you can see the sky again. There will be the chopped off heads of Leviathan. And those of you that have watched a ton of my videos know that I am no fan of the Leviathan that constitutes the power of nation states. But one thing about the Leviathan is that, yes, you're going to need a direct action. But remember what the Leviathan is made out of. It's made out of you and me. We ultimately constitute it, and the only way, that the Leviathan will either be destroyed or reformed, even within the kingdom of darkness, brothers and sisters, is if we have the power to imagine a world outside of the current power of the Leviathan. And I think that's the most important thing. Never forget that. Never ever forget that. Alright, see you guys. Happy Halloween. Thank you for 900 subscribers. I'll probably be back in January or December. See you.